Dear students, this is the fourth video of the first chapter, The Lost Child. Let's continue. In the last video, I had stopped where the parents, the child together with his parents and other people enters into the fair, enters into the village where the fair was taking place. Understand? Now there was a lack of clarity in the explanation of last chapter. So therefore, I would like to explain this chapter once again to you. This paragraph once again to you. See, now child and parents and so many people are entering into the village where the fair is taking place. Now the child sees the way, the footpath through which the child comes. That is not only the way, but there are so many ways. One way from here, one way from here, and so from every nook and corner of that place, so many ways were converging. They were coming together, and there were so many people were there. So many people were there, and it was almost like it was a confused area. For child, it was a lot of confusion was there. The author says that it was like a whirlpool. It was like a whirlpool. What is the meaning of whirlpool? Whirlpool means an area of water or an area of sea where there is a circular current of water. And because of that circular current of water, so many things are being pulled. So many things are being pulled into. Okay, understand? So it was this affair also, it was also in the same way. It was like almost like a whirlpool. There was so much chaos. There was so much confusion. Because the child was not able, so child was very much attracted to that. At the same time, he was little bit afraid of that. Understand? It is where we had stopped in the last video. Let's continue now. Now, child, as he enters into the fair, a child sees so many things there, so many beautiful things, and the child is getting attracted. Child is getting fascinated by these beautiful things. Those that are in the fair. Now let's see which all are the things by which our child is getting attracted. A sweet meat seller hot, gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi. At the corner of the entrance, and a crowd pressed round his counter at the foot of an architecture of many colored sweets, decorated with the leaves of silver and gold. The child stayed open-eyed, and his mouth watered for barfi. That was his favorite sweet. I want that barfi, he slowly murmured, but he half knew as he begged that his plea would not be heeded because his parents would say he was greedy. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. Dear students, in this paragraph, the most difficult vocabularies are hawk and eat. Hawk means to try to sell something, going place to place, to try to sell things. Heed means to pay attention. Heed means to pay attention. These are the most difficult vocabularies. There are other vocabularies as well, as it is not possible to write down all the vocabularies meanings. So if you have any doubt, you can ask in the YouTube. You can comment in the YouTube, or you can send me in a WhatsApp, and I will give you the meaning of those vocabularies. Now here what take place? A sweet meat seller. Sweet meat means what? Sweet means a sweet seller. A seller of a sweet. Now this a sweet meat hawks. Hawks means to try to sell something. Now he says he calls out the names of so many sweets. Which are those sweets? You know that sweets better than the names of those sweets. Okay, gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi. All those names he is calling out, and he sees a shop there, and around which so many people are gathered. What is the specialty of the shop? In that shop, so many sweets are arranged, and it is kept, and it is beautifully arranged. It has the leaves of, it is covered in a golden and silver leaves. So it is very beautiful, and people are buying, and the people are purchasing these sweets and enjoying. Now the child sees there is my favorite sweet. What is his favorite sweet? Barfi. My God, barfi is there. My barfi is there. I want that barfi, child. and automatically all on a sudden his wish comes. He sees his favorite sweets there, and he says, my dear, my God, I need that barfi. But he knew that his request, even if he makes a request to his parents, that will not be heard. What the parents will say? Parents will say, this child is a greedy. So therefore what happens? This child does not say anything, and he goes with his parents ahead. The next paragraph. A flower seller hoped, garland of gulmohur. A garland of gulmohur, the child seemed irresistibly drawn. He went towards the basket where the flowers lay heaped and half murmured, I want that garland. But he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers because they would say that they were cheap. So without waiting for answer, he moved on. Now the child reaches to a person who sells garlands. Garlands means it is a beautiful mala, okay, on which there are so many flowers are joined together. That is called mala. In English and Hindi also we say mala. Okay. Now, what are the difficult vocabularies? Irresistibly, heap. These are the two difficult vocabularies here. Irresistibly means in a way without that cannot be avoided. In a way that cannot be avoided. Irresistibly, uncontrollably. The second one, heap, an untidy pile of things, an untidy pile of something, an untidy pile of so many things are put together. Okay, there. So that is called heap. Now what happens here? The child is very fond of flowers. We had seen that when the child was earlier also we had seen that when the child was very fond of flowers. Now here we see. The child, when he sees these garlands, he gets attracted. He is not able to get out of the desire for these flowers. Beautiful flowers are there. Beautiful garlands are there. So all on a sudden, in a little way, in a small noise, in a small voice, he says, "I need that garland. I need that garland. I need that garland." But he knew that his parents will not allow. His parents will not allow. So the refuse also is another word here. Refuse means to say that you do not want to do something, or you do not accept something. To say that you do not want to do something, or you do not accept something, that, or you do not give something. That is meaning of refuse. So his parents, though he was very much interested in garlands, he was well aware of his parents, that his parents would not allow. So without uttering any single word, he goes with his parents ahead. Next paragraph. A man stood holding a pole with yellow, red, green and purple balloons flying from it. The child was simply carried away by the rainbow glory of the silken colors, and he was filled with an overwhelming desire to possess them all. But he well knew his parents. He would never buy him as the balloons because they would say he was too old to play with such toys. So he walked on further. Okay. Now the child, my dear students. Now he goes ahead, and he sees a person who sells different colors of balloons. So the balloons are very beautiful. This child was very much moved by the colors of these balloons. So the child wants all the balloons. Now when the child had a lot of desire. Child had an ardent desire, a deep desire in his heart to possess all those balloons. But what happens? The child very well knows. Even if the child makes a request, even if I make a request, what the parents will say? No, you are too old. You are not a child. You are not a child to play with balloons. You are not a child to play with balloons. So what happens? The child thinks, no, even if I make a request, I will not get the balloons. So it is better for me to move ahead than requesting my parents for the different colors of balloons. So this is the meaning here. So first he reaches to a sweet mid-seller. Secondly, he reaches a person who sells garlands. Thirdly, he reaches a person who sells balloons. And fourthly, he reaches, let's read the fourth paragraph. A snake charmer stood playing a flute to a snake which coiled itself in a basket. Its head raised in a graceful bend like the neck of a swan, while the music stole into his invisible ears like the gentle rippling of an invisible waterfall. The child went towards the snake charmer, but knowing his parents had forbidden him to hear such coarse music as the snake charmer played, he proceeded further. Now, dear children, a snake charmer, the fourth person to whom the child reaches, in whom the child finds very much interest, it was a snake charmer. What was the snake charmer doing? Snake charmer had a snake coiled in his basket. What's meaning of coil? To make something into a round shape. To make something into a round shape. Coil means, that means a snake was put around in his basket, and what is called, after some time the music is being played, and this snake's head, it was almost like a swan. Swan means a big bird, a white bird which has a long neck. So it was almost like the snake was standing like this, and the snake charmer was playing music. So according to the music, the snake was playing. The snake was playing according to the music. So it was very interesting. So therefore, what happens? It was a very, very graceful. It was very, very beautiful look also. The snake's neck. So immediately he realizes. No, my parents had told me not to hear such a music that is played in front of a snake. So course. So here forbidden means not to allow. Rippling means moving in a small waves. Rippling means the snake was moving. It was moving like this. So that is called rippling. Moving in a small waves. Forbidden means not to allow. So say so the parents, the child very well knew. The child very well knew that it is forbidden me. It is forbidden. It is parents don't allow me to hear the music that is played in front of a snake. That is not a good music. He understands. So therefore, child goes ahead. So my dear students, I suppose that all of you have understood whatever I have explained. So any one of you has got any doubt regarding any vocabulary, any paragraph meaning, the meaning of any paragraph, you can ask me later, and we will continue in the next video. Thank you.